So it's not going to be a problem for most people. I eat tuna. If I go get sushi, I will happily enjoy some tuna, not worried about mercury levels rising my body to a point of, death or destruction or any type of serious inflammation. So not a big issue. The next question is, what are my thoughts on yerba mate? So yerba mate tea. I'm not against yerba mate. It's obviously going to have caffeine-like effects, and so you don't want to drink that in the evening, which I see a lot of people drinking these caffeine products in the evening. Not a good idea. But the big problem with most of the yerba mate teas, when you look at the back of that tea, is how much sugar they have in it. You're talking 30, 40, 50 grams of sugar in a lot of these drinks. If you get an unsweetened yerba mate and that's something that you enjoy, I think that's totally fine. The next question is, what are my thoughts on Dr. Squatch, the soap? So I actually got sent Dr. Squatch stuff because they heard me talking about it, and actually, these products that I'm holding right now are kind of garbage. I only did a video on their bar soap and their deodorant because they did have good ingredients. So Dr. Squatch, I would give like a B+ to or something like that. Their deodorants and bar soaps seem like they have really good ingredients, but some of their other stuff doesn't seem like it has that great of ingredients. So overall, good brand, but look at the ingredients of the specific product before you buy it. The next question is, what do I think of cold showers? So I'm a huge fan of cold showers, but within context. There are some studies showing that cold exposure can limit muscle hypertrophy. So for some of these people doing cold exposure every single day, you've probably seen those people on TikTok, like getting into an ice bath every single day. There is some studies showing that that can limit your muscle hypertrophy. So if you're trying to gain muscle, it might not be the best thing for you to do big cold exposure every single day. I do cold showers multiple times per week. Some of those days per week, about 2 to 3 days out of the week, I'm doing like a long cold shower. It's like 3 to 4 minutes with the water on completely cold, and up here in NorCal in the winter, it does get very cold. I get to the point of almost shivering. Other days, I just do a cold water finish on my hair because it's really good for your skin and your hair and helps burn some brown fat, but it does raise your cortisol. So I'm not trying to raise my cortisol so high every single day. So cold showers, I'd say do them a few times per week. Don't do them every single day. Okay, so for this question, I consulted with Lance, who knows everything about hair. He's been cutting hair for years. He knows a lot about hair products. And so what we're talking about with, minoxidil is this is gonna be a topical product that's gonna enhance vasodilation. And so what we see with a lot of people is it does work better in the beard versus the hair. So when you use it in your hair, a lot of times, if you stop using it, your hair will go back to kind of where it was. So it doesn't seem to be that effective overall. In terms of the other class of hair loss prevention, there's a lot of drugs you can take to inhibit your DHT production, which they say is associated with hair loss. I'm not a fan of that stuff at all. Honestly, I would rather go bald than have really low DHT levels because of just the quality of your life, your muscle gain, your immune function, your brain function. This is not something that we would want to inhibit. So I'd rather go bald than vastly inhibit my DHT. And also the studies linking DHT to male pattern baldness, well, there definitely is, correlation evidence there, and there's probably some link. It is not so conclusive. There are plenty of people with high DHT who have a full head of hair. So I just think it's something that human beings deal with is some people go bald, and doesn't seem like we really know exactly what to do about that right now. So if you want to use some minoxidil, that's fine. If you want to use maybe some rosemary oil or stuff like that, that's fine. I would not take a drug to inhibit your DHT. That's just taking it a step too far. What you can look into is some of the topical DHT measures, using stuff like saw palmetto topically, pumpkin seed oil topically, and that can inhibit DHT in the scalp, which there might be a benefit